1,000 years ago, Cordoba was the greatest city in the world. Not in Spain, not in Europe, in the world. At a time when London had 30,000 people, when Paris was a small town, when most of Europe was living in darkness, Cordoba had 1 million inhabitants, 70 libraries, hundreds of schools, and street lighting on its roads. It was called Qurtuba, and it was the most advanced civilization on earth. I knew none of this before I arrived. I thought I was visiting a beautiful historic Spanish city. I did not know I was about to walk into the memory of a lost world. Cordoba sits in the south of Spain, in the region of Andalusia, beside the Guadalquivir River. Today it is a quiet, beautiful, unhurried city. But beneath its streets, inside its walls, and above its arches, an extraordinary history is still present, still breathing, still asking to be understood. At its peak in the 10th century, Qurtuba was a meeting point of civilizations. Muslim, Christian, and Jewish scholars, physicians, philosophers, and poets lived and worked alongside each other here. They shared knowledge. They debated ideas. They built libraries when the rest of Europe was burning books. The word algebra comes from Arabic. So does the word alcohol. So does the word sugar. Many of the foundations of modern science, medicine, and mathematics passed through Cordoba on their way to the rest of the world. That is the city I walked into. And nothing fully prepared me for it. The moment I will never forget is walking into the Great Masjid of Cordoba. Nothing fully prepares you for it. You enter and the world outside disappears completely. What you find inside is a forest, not of trees but of columns. Hundreds of them stretching in every direction, each one topped with the double arches of red and white stone that have become one of the most recognized images in all of architectural history. The light falls softly, the space is vast but not cold. There is a calm inside this building that is unlike anything I have experienced anywhere else in the world. This masjid was built in 784 AD. Over the following centuries, it was expanded, perfected, and made into one of the greatest architectural achievements in human history. UNESCO recognized it as a World Heritage Site. Historians call it a masterpiece. But those words do Hazar Sal not capture what it actually feels like to stand inside it. It feels like standing inside a civilization. For South Asian travelers especially, this place carries an extraordinary additional layer. The great poet and philosopher Allama Iqbal visited Cordoba and was so deeply moved by the Great Masjid that he wrote one of his most celebrated poems in its honor. Masjid-e-Qurtuba, a poem about time, civilization, beauty, and the endurance of human creativity across centuries. Standing in the same space where those words were born, I understood completely why he wrote them. Some places do Hazar Sal not just move you, they speak to you across time. From the masjid I walked to the Roman bridge, built 2000 years ago by the Romans, still standing, still crossing the same Guadalquivir river, still connecting one side of history to the other. Standing on it and looking back at the city, you see Cordoba as every traveler throughout history has seen it, arriving from the water. The same skyline, the same light, the same feeling of a city that has survived everything the centuries could throw at it. Then the Jewish quarter, narrow wide streets, flower-filled balconies, the smell of jasmine in the air, and the quiet presence of a community that was once one of the most important in all of medieval Europe. Walking through these streets feels like stepping completely out of time. And the patios. Cordoba is famous across Spain for its patios, private courtyards hidden inside ordinary houses, filled with flowers, color, and extraordinary human care. Every year, the city holds a patio festival that draws visitors from across the world. Walking past open doorways and glimpsing these hidden gardens told me something about Cordoba that no history book can fully teach. The people here have always believed that beauty belongs inside ordinary life. Not in palaces, not in museums, inside homes, inside daily existence, inside the smallest courtyard of the most ordinary house on the most ordinary street. That belief is civilization. The food of Cordoba, the Andalusian warmth of its people, the slow and peaceful atmosphere of its streets, all of it reflects a city that has absorbed centuries of different civilizations and made something uniquely, beautifully its own. Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Roman, Spanish, all of these histories exist here simultaneously. Not as separate exhibits in a museum, but as layers in the same stone, the same street, the same air. Cordoba is not a large city. You can walk most of it in a single day. but it is one of those rare places where the size of the space has absolutely no relationship to the size of what you carry away from it. I left Cordoba with more questions than I arrived with, about civilization, about what it means to build something that truly lasts, about what gets lost when great cultures fall, and about what, somehow, against all odds, survives. The arches of the Great Masjid are still standing after 1200 years. The Roman bridge is still crossing the same river after 2000. The flowers in the patios still bloom every spring exactly as they always have. Cordoba still carries the soul of everything it has ever been, quietly, completely, unforgettably. If you have not been, go. Go slowly, give it time, walk without a plan, let the city find you rather than the other way around. Because Cordoba does not reveal itself to people in a rush. It reveals itself to people who are willing to be still. And when it does, you will understand something about history, about beauty, and about what human beings are truly capable of, that you cannot learn anywhere else. You are watching Musafir, where every city has a story, and I bring that story to you. If Cordoba moved you, share this with someone who loves history, or someone who loves to travel, or someone who simply loves beauty. Subscribe to Musafir, the journey continues.